HR people are demons, apparently.
Some
Specifically
of them are.
these ones, somehow, maybe. But I'm sure you've seen the story. But this is one specific artist on the Overwatch team having a very, very, very bad time.
So I think the way for us to do this is basically story time. Do you want to read or should I read?
You go for it.
Okay.
You have a better voice than I do.
It's time. What bullshit. It's time to read the thing from the dude. Okay. I want to start by saying that all the people I got to work with in Team 4, just Overwatch 2, were incredible. They were warm, welcoming, fun, friendly, so goddamn talented. There were so many great people on my team championing me. I'm so grateful for the support. Unfortunately, however, I spent most of a year stressed out of my mind working 4 people's jobs at once and having management make promises that they had no intention of fulfilling, and I ultimately felt like I had no choice but to leave for my own mental health. In July 2023, I was invited to a meeting by art leadership and production to let me know they were interested in promoting me to lead VFX artist on the cosmetics team, skins, emotes, play of the games, etc. I'd only been there for 6 months, and I told them basically, if you're sure, lol. But before accepting, I was adamant that we'd be on the same page about the role, what it meant, what I'd be doing, and also that the promotion, what would it come with? Pay increase, title change, that sort of thing, and get all of those details confirmed before they go further. Which all sounds reasonable. Okay.
Makes sense, yeah.
How could this possibly go wrong? These conversations included other lead VFX, art directors, associate art directors, production directors, and HR. Fuck me sideways. No wonder nothing gets done in big companies.
Yeah.
And as we were all happy, I started the job effective immediately with the details to come at the end of the week in writing.
That was his first mistake.
The new role was all my existing responsibilities and workload as a senior, becoming line manager of 3 people immediately, managing our entire outsourced VFX pipeline in China, plus additional lead things, plannings, and much more meetings.
I'm so tired just imagining that.
That's fucking stupid and wrong.
Hello, artist. Would you like to be a manager? Those two are entirely the same thing.
The point is, when you're doing leading, you have less capacity to...
Yeah, you lead instead of work.
Yeah.
You lead instead of work, you know what I mean?
The mix of that is supposed to change, because if you're sitting there always stressed out about your basic workload, all of your existing responsibilities, and now you've got a whole bunch of other responsibilities, but those are responsibilities where you're going to have a sort of multiplicative negative impact on other people if you're... Well, this is okay. Already we've fucking ran into problems.
It also implies that all of my existing responsibilities and workload as a senior must have been taken up at 40% of his time.
Yeah,
you've got room for all this on top, like.
I mean, already we have a few confusions. Now then, Friday comes, and instead what happens is the production director announces the promotion to lead to the whole team on Thursday. It's official. It's happening. The whole team knows. I even tweet about it because I'm so excited. We're all Gucci. He just got here. They sent an email out at work announcing my position to the team, and everyone was so nice and saying nice things. And clearly was like, oh, I suppose I've been promoted.
Good times. Happy days.
Okay. On my first week, my new manager tells me we're going to have to fire one of my new reports because he won't return to the office. Me.
Nice.
He is waiting for medical accommodations because he's a carer for his parents. Them, yeah, laughing, we're not doing that for a junior.
Nice.
So already we're in ghoulish hell.
Dehumanizing of juniors.
The point is, yes, RTO might be the policy, but you should probably have some sort of reasonable accommodation so that you retain talent.
Talent?
Like, as an example...
talent trees? What?
We have hired some roles that are specifically remote because the people are not in the country. 2 of our people, one is mostly, mostly remote. Another kind of does a bit of both. But if we just said, you got to come and work here now, that would be one of the most self-defeating things we could do. Could you imagine how quickly we would self-defeat if we did that?
Yeah, we would say, you have to come into the office, and they would say, well, I don't want to do that. And they were like, oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
And the thing is, even if they did that, because I know why they are working flexibly, and I know why it's beneficial to their lives and therefore beneficial to us as well. It's like it's just the most efficient thing.
We have just made your life worse because we have a rule that we follow, and the waiting is probably your life worse, your work worse, more
Why-
so probably.
Why the big, humongous policies? Why not a little bit of flexibility?
Because they have to pay for the offices.
But it couldn't be that.
It probably is.
Oh, well,
Probably
okay.
is most of that.
That's stupid. And it's like, maybe that junior, in a year or two won't be a junior anymore. So, okay.
Wait. The future?
Yeah, no.
What?
No.
That's no one in any managerial position ever thinks about the future.
So let's continue with Chris. Another lead in the team offers to deliver the news because it's my first week as lead.
No, I will shoot the dog for you. Don't worry.
And the person we're supposed to fire is one of my closest friends in the team. He is given until the end of the month to either relocate or leave. We're all distraught. So that's all very cool. I'm now doing my senior role, my lead role, and all the work that this great VFX artist was doing. So so he was already at, let's say, 80%. Yeah. Now he's doing multiple other jobs. Now he's doing this person's job as well. I mean, what's this people saying there's a tight labor market? There's obviously so many jobs to go around. This motherfucker's hoarded 4 of them for himself.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good that you get paid for all of the jobs, right? Yeah.
Chris, you stole all the jobs.
Yeah.
So even though, they refused to hire an intern, another one of they refused to hire an intern. Another one of my reports is incredibly talented. We all love. So I had the work they were going to do to my plate.
Oh, they had a free trial person.
Free trial. A month goes by. I suppose that's the thing, what sort of like a money back guarantee that comes with your.
Yeah.
Yes, it's. I suppose it's the idea of if you break it, you buy it. Doesn't really apply to humans, does it?
No. Unfortunately,
a month goes by, and I have now sent an email or a Slack message every other day to find out what's happening with the pay increase and the title change. I have to wait till August because that's when the promotions happen. Don't worry, it's happening. Then I discover I'm earning less than 50% of every other VFX lead artist at Blizzard.
I would fucking. What's it called? I would falling down that bitch so quick. So quick, man. Oh my God.
So much so that as a lead, my salary is lower than every other person I'm managing. I send more emails and I'm told because I'm in the UK, my salary is based on market value, not my value. This is the one thing.
Brit debuff, like.
It's the one thing where like that. You see.
Oh, God.
That's an interesting thing, though.
Yeah, because it makes complete sense, but also is fucking ridiculous.
But it's not like the people in Cali dealing with California rent, rent expenses and all of that. It's not as if they, yeah,
they don't have 50% extra
disposable
income.
Yes.
Yeah, but they are getting 50% more money. And you're like, I don't think this global working thing really fucking makes any sense. I think someone's looking and going, what? Excuse me.
Yeah.
What?
Anyway, remember the way he talked about there being an outsourcing, team they're outsourcing to in China?
I wonder why. Yeah. Oh, also, that's why Microsoft's busted anyways.
I wonder why they're outsourcing to China.
I wonder
what percentage of his pay they're getting over there. But I also wonder what percentage of his expenses they have over there. I literally have no idea what it's like over there at all. So, yeah. Anyway, so that's all pretty cool. I asked HR if it's ethically okay to pay me less than 50% of every other person doing the same job. They say, why would we pay more than we have to? That doesn't make any business sense.
Business sense. Ethics. Yes. One and the same.
Doesn't give a shit about people. Well, the thing is, the amount of money that... A lot of this is just why California is not a particularly... in some ways, it's an amazing place to do a company like this. In other ways, it's a terrible place to do a company like this.
Yeah. It's very complicated.
But there's a bit of me that does look at at least that bit and be like, well, maybe you are actually due a pay rise. Sure.
Yeah.
Negotiate that shit. But we should probably live in reality and in that reality, when you're hiring somebody in California, you are dealing with that currency. You're dealing with that purchasing power. When you're doing that in another country, you're dealing with different shit. Like, them's the breaks.
Yeah. So
And I know that sounds kind of heartless,
so then
but
why do they have the return to office policy for people when you could actually have them live in cheaper places and pay them a lot less?
I mean, shit, I just fucking get rid of all the Californians and hire the Brits.
Yeah, that's the first
Then the Brits will
instinct.
start competing with each other, and then their numbers will go up. There you go. I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to be heartless on that, but
Yeah,
there's more to it than that.
Like it does literally come up against this doesn't make any sense. How do you navigate this? Why is the job worth different based on where you are? And then we go, the world's complicated. The world's complicated and we haven't figured out how to navigate that in any way that's reasonable.
Another one that passes. We'll get to August and it turns out, nope, it's actually September for the same reason. Don't worry, it's coming. It's definitely a promotion. It's definitely a pay increase. Continue to be overworked, exhausted, but hopeful. Brackets full. Again, it's like the number of alleged jobs here is getting off the charts.
Yes, it sure is.
Another few weeks pass and it's getting to 3 months of being a lead. Send an email out to everyone, directors, VPs, HRs, leads, you name it, telling them that if there's no written information by September 1st, I'll stop doing the role immediately. And then suddenly, oh my God, wow. Suddenly people had something to say. Yeah. So HR had not responded. I thought that was their job.
HR respond?
Being on top of this sort of thing.
No, but no.
So, yes, they finally invite for a quick call, and then they say, what promotion? I have no idea what you're talking about.
What about the job I was doing for the past 3 months? What?
It's like, how about you ask the team in China who I'm managing?
Yeah.
At this point, raise a formal complaint. I had months of messages, emails that I sent to HR explaining this, and they finally reply with, you seem to be confused. There is no promotion. Leadership is leadership is a lateral move.
Is it fucking hell?
That's interesting. It's just a change of responsibilities. There is no pay increase.
It's just a change of responsibilities. You've gone from having 6 responsibilities to 15. Just a change.
It's just a change, bro. It's fine.
Fucking hell.
I was livid, naturally, and asked what any normal, rational human would. Why would anyone want that promotion? Which, obviously, they then did the old, I can see you're frustrated. I can see how you misinterpreted this. I was right! I, the human resources, who writes the reality.
What's your job? I am an HR. My job title is professional gaslighter.
There's our shared brain cell again.
Yeah.
We'll definitely not talk about the last instance of our shared brain cell.
Oh, no.
The investigation from the formal complaint comes back after a few weeks and says, after careful deliberations, HR did nothing wrong and followed all the processes correctly.
Nice.
And that is that just all of his emails were immediately deleted.
Yeah.
So I handed in my resignation an hour later, but it doesn't end there because no, HR then told me that because of my role as lead, I had gained inexplicable knowledge that would put me as a business risk to work anywhere else. So they're activating a non-compete clause that restricts me from working anywhere at all for 3 months. You may be rightly thinking, oh, that's a pay 3 months, right? You can't stop. Blah, blah, blah. Incorrect. Completely legal because get fucked.
That is exactly what they did, and unfortunately, completely legal because get fucked. That is a very, very good sentence. I can see that being used in a lot of cases.
And the amount of times, like, people, just weird ghoulish shit in software.
Yeah.
I like the employee monitoring stuff that a lot of these companies like put in. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, they would certainly inspire people to say things against the community guidelines, which
Certainly.
we do not condone.
I don't condone.
Because they are the guidelines of the community. Community, obviously, Matt, that you and I have shown such great respect to during this stream.
Absolutely. Yeah, I just love it's like, because your role as a lead, which, by the way, you never actually had, like, officially.
No, he did. It was lateral and he misinterpreted it.
Oh, yeah. There wasn't a promotion. It was
Chris
a lateral
Sayers
lead.
should have been Chris Hearers.
That's right.
Should have been Chris Understanders.
all that saying, all that hearing. Yeah, this is. I'd falling down this big time. Like I would straight up.
I don't even know what that means.
Oh, that's a movie. That's a movie from the 90s where Michael. Oh my God, what's his name? The actor. He has a bad day, and he takes his frustrations out on the world around him. I would do that. I would definitely falling down that bitch. I would be in that bodega. I'd be in that convenience store. Michael Douglas, yeah. I'd be in that convenience store with a baseball bat. Easy time. I would be pointing that weapon at the fast food staff. Easy that day. Like 100%. No two ways about it. I said I can't survive for 3 months without pay. I have a mortgage, and they looked me in the eye and said, well, you probably shouldn't have signed the contract then. Get fucked, nerd! Literally skill issue. It's like, you can't deal with.
Then I was locked out of Slack and email, and that was the end.
Yeah, just locked out the phone.
Oh, wow. I mean, I can't. It's going to be amazing because the next lead in that team is going to be a lead, his job, the fired dude's job, probably the intern's job, and also be running the team at China, and I just keep on going.
Yeah.
Wow. That's the problem. That's actually, Matt, that's the conspiracy. There's actually plenty of jobs to go around. It's just these people keep on hoarding them.
That's right. Like, that's about right.
That's some crazy stuff.
Other
other people support him by purchasing mentoring sessions and portfolio reviews, which does, it seem, mean that he was able to get over the obvious period of very messed up financial, turmoil. So did not go into debt, which is very good. And that's, yeah. This is peak, this is just peak big company stuff, where it's like, why has this bad thing happened? And the answer is bad process. No one gives a shit. I mean, people give a shit about the art, the work, but you kind of look at this and you're like, well, corporate probably don't give a shit. HR probably don't give a shit because, if they actually did give a shit, maybe you would be doing things for, a net benefit.
A what?
A net benefit. Because much of this is just congratulate. I want to, what was it? Cutting your nose despite
cut your nose off despite your face. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the term. That's the phrase. And you go, what the But that's how it all operates, right? That's how so much of this, I've seen people say, I obviously don't know much about corporate America. I'm not an American, have never been to America, almost never want to be in America because it sounds horrible. Especially never work there. That sounds awful. Maybe
working certainly not as...
But it just seems like this is it. The HR aren't humans. Could you imagine trying to work here? Could you imagine being I'm going to work here and I'm going to have a great time. I'm going to get a promotion. I've been offered a promotion. I'm going to get a pay rise for my promotion. I know what that does. That means I have more stakes. That means I have more disposable income. That means I can I'm liking here more. I'm more involved. I have more skin in the game. I can do more things. This sounds great. And then someone goes, actually, you're not going to pay rise. You're just working yourself to death. For why? For no fucking reason. And you can see why you'd be like, well, I'm just going to leave. And I'm assuming this is the case in a lot of places across corporate America and most corporation stuff. I'm sure it's horrible everywhere. But in video games, if this is worse, you're like, if this is what it's like, why would you work here? Why would you not simply work somewhere else that isn't shit?
Yeah, it gets the stage of just go to a more mature industry.
Yeah. Go to somewhere where the HR people aren't literal demons spawned from hell. Good luck finding them. But still.
That's a tall order.
Yeah.
This is very silly.
Just horrendous.
Just kind of look at this as he's lost. His team have lost. The company's lost. It's one of those things ideally, whole point of the market is, to efficient allocation of resources, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's supposed to work.
This is very non-functional.
It doesn't work, yeah.
This is not working.
It's supposed to be in the service of things actually functioning. And it's just not in this case. It's clearly not. I can't imagine how horrible it'd be to be in that situation. Really, I've just done a job and not paid for it for months. Cool, sweet, fine, whatever. But man, Like, how do you not? Well, I mean, I understand the reason why it's not just, there's the picket line, right? Everybody's just standing going, fuck you, until that HR department's refused, we're not working. I know you can't do that because then you die. Because that's the power of, that's the power of being in the wage cage, like, but it's fucking dire, man.
That's that's crazy stuff. So there you go. That's the sort of hell that he found himself in.
Yeah, so imagine this happening in any other capacity of Blizzard. Like, this seems to be a reasonably isolated situation because I haven't seen anyone else say, this literal happened to me, by the way. But it's really grim that a company can just treat a person like this. You imagine even a fraction of this happens with any other staff, and you go, oh, well, I wonder why you aren't having the most success as a video game developer whenever you're not hiring interns, whenever you're getting rid of juniors at the drop of a hat because you don't think them worth giving any accommodations for. And that's where you look at, I think we've said this every time this conversation's come up, you look at the good video games that come out, right? You look at like the actual successes in the industry. And so many of them come from expertise gained over time. Ever you look at the actual good video games that appear, it's always, we have a team. Like, you look at Baldur's Gate and you're like, what they do? They made CRPGs for 1 billion years. And then they kept or as many of their staff as they could and had loads of wisdom and expertise and then made a game that was just game of the year, free, easy. Dominated the entire video games for 6 months. And everyone goes, oh, well, how'd they do that? It must have been the budget. It must have been something. It's like, yeah, do you ever consider a team with talent? Do you ever consider skills and experience and knowledge and wisdom, anything like that? Do you ever consider that people aren't actually expendable and aren't replaceable? But then you boil them down to numbers in a large enough company and they have to be. Because you can't bet on experience when you're an HR person and you don't know what people are. You just see walking numbers and walking cogs. And that's how you're trained to feel, right?
Yeah.
And it feels kind of insane like that. Something Iwata, if our employees live in fear of losing their jobs, they will not do a good job. I mean, yeah. That's one of the things, like, what if this living in an environment like this can't be actually, like, motivating in any capacity?
Yeah.
So you wonder how, you imagine the amount of pushing they have to do to go through working like this to actually do a decent job on top of it, which makes Blizzard's current output look like a fucking miracle.
Oh, it
if
really
I'm honest,
does. Yeah.
You're like, how much blood, sweat, and tears must be dribbling around those floors to have World of Warcraft be a fraction as good as it is today?
It's like that thing. It's, like maintaining efficiency as headcount expands is one of the hardest fundamental things.
Yeah, of course.
God, it must not be good here though.
No, I can't. I imagine it horrendous. Like,
so, I suppose, that's rough. There's not much else to say about it. Is it a uniquely Blizzard thing? No. It is a company's thing.
It's a company culture or a corporate culture thing.
It is processes failing. It is, it's a whole bunch of failures where the problem is, right, up and down the chain, everyone's trying to not be responsible for the failure. So they they fall back in the technicality, the rule, the process. What you want is the Josh Greenfield version of this, which is like, fuck the letter. It's the spirit of the thing that's the point. So I think this is a whole bunch of HR people and managers and stuff all trying to go with the the Peace Bloom solution to a GDKP ban. But what does that get us? Well, ultimately it is literally everyone's lost. Congratulations.
Congratulations, you lose.